Okay, so what you're saying, people, and welcome back to another live stream. Now, before we get into this, make sure you follow me on my Telegram channel. I left a link to that in the live chat and also the description below. So you're posting a lot of different trading setups there throughout the week, and you don't be missing out on that. So make sure you go check that out. But like I said, got another live stream. I'm going to talk you through what's happening in the charts today. Let's see if you've got any opportunities coming our way. So first, we'll start with AUD/USD. So as you can see with this one, kind of just stalling at that resistance there in the market. As you can see, this is the previous resistance that sent us all the way back down to these lows. Really strong move from that area. We're tapping back into that area now. We seemed like we're pulling away yesterday, but as you can see, over the night, prices shot back to the upside, back into that same level. You can see in the hourly time frame, we're back at that same level. So it could be maybe prices form a bit of a double top before coming down potentially. Again, we still do have this trend line here. So again, looks like price could be breaking out of it, but then of course we could just be getting a slight false breakout before we see a move back to the downside. That is still very much possible. But for now, price is kind of just stalling at this level here. So again, if it holds, we could easily be seeing another swing to the downside back into this support area here. Really strong move to the upside from that area, could be tapping back into that area there. Breaks through that area, does have a lot of downside potential, maybe come back to the lows and just giving us a continuation of this kind of bearish trend here that we're seeing on the 4-hourly time frame. So that is very much possible for this pair. But as you can see, we kind of just had a really strong push into the upside. So if you get an equal push back out of it, equal push to rejecting it, so a nice bearish engulfing candle closing back at the lows there on the 4H, that could be a sign that we're coming back down. But for now, price kind of just moving sideways really for AUD/USD. So again, it just depends if price wants to hold at this level or breaks through it. If it has a strong breaks and hold above, we could actually be coming back to highs potentially for AU and just continue the overall trend on the high time frames of the daily, the weekly, and the monthly. That is still very much possible. But for now, we'll kind of just smack bang in the middle of that resistance, and just depends if price wants to hold there or not. Like I said, if we do hold, could be seeing a nice move into that level. Breaks and holds above, could be seeing price come all the way to the highs up there. EUR/USD, similar thing to this one. We did see price slowing down in momentum, and then we saw that nice bearish engulfing at this resistance. Price looks like it's retesting it again. Again, similar to AUD/USD, as long as we hold this resistance level and we see rejection, could probably be expecting a move to the downside for EUR/USD. Potentially back into this area here, so really nice area where the market shot to the upside after finding a bit of resistance. So that's kind of the next major level that price probably will have a stop at, potentially for USD. If we do hold this area, see a swing into that level, breaks through that level, of course probably come back to the lows, or maybe even further for this pair, because again, we still do have a bit of a bearish trend here on the 4-hourly time frame. So that could just be another lower high, and expect a continuation to the downside for that pair. USD CAD, it looks like we're trying to break through this support here in the market. Again, I wouldn't say we have properly broken out of it because we do have the wicks there. So price is kind of just moving sideways. You can see on the hourly, price is finding support just beneath us, just around here. So again, price is finding support. So if we break through that level, again, probably expecting price to probably come and test the lows down here. Again, key level, you can see support there, support. Could be testing it again, or potentially even create new lows there for USD CAD. But for now, we're kind of just trading sideways along this level. Again, if you do see a proper break, probably expecting price to come all the way to the lows down there. If you do see a nice bullish engulfing coming back inside of it, could be expecting another move back into that area of resistance just above us there. But for now, price is kind of just moving sideways, and a little bit unclear here for USD CAD whether we're going to break it or not. Again, a lot of the USD pairs just trading around key levels, and we just need to see whether they break through the key levels or they hold. USD is another one of them coming to test a really key level of daily resistance. So you can see here, really nice resistance all across there. Now prices come back to test it as support. So again, could be seeing a swing back up. As you can see, we're very bearish here, so could be looking for a retracement at least of that bearish leg to the downside. And as you can see, we're tapping back into this level here. So price is moving sideways a little bit. We might see a break to the upside, could easily see a break to the downside if price wants to. but for now it looks like price is just holding at that level, moving sideways, and just depends which way price wants to break to. But for now there isn't really much indication yet that we're going to see a nice bounce to the upside in terms of the price action there in the 4H. Just kind of just moving sideways, small body candles there, nothing too significant about the price action there. So again, just need to see which way price gives us a nice candle towards. Either we get a nice bearish candle closing back below, that's new lows, that probably signifies we're coming back down. If you get strong bullish candles closing back above, that could be a signal that we're going to see a reversal, and could be seeing UCCHF coming all the way back to the highs up there. Similar for UCJPY, again we're still at this support here, again kind of wicked down to it, missed it by a couple pips, but effectively we are still holding that support there. As you can see, we're kind of just moving sideways. On the hourly, we did see a big push to the upside, looks like we're retracing that, so there's a sign that we could be seeing a further continuation to the upside for UCJPY, since we did see this impulsive candle. Looks like it could be retracing a little bit and seeing price continuing to the upside, maybe at some new highs potentially, or seeing price come all back to the resistance there if we do get a really nice upward swing to this one, because again we are starting to turn a bit bullish here. As you can see, very strong downward trend there in the market, nice push to the upside, so could be seeing a reversal from this level here on the daily time frame. Good morning everyone, hope everyone is good. How are we? If you're on any trades, let me know in the live chat. Interesting to find out. Let's take a look at GBP USD. So for GBP USD, again for this one, very strong push to the upside, breaking out this consolidation here. So again, we had that range, we had the fourth breakout there in the 4 hourly. The news came in, take us back into that range. Price consolidated a little bit, tested that that support there in the lower time frames, and as you can see, we just took off to the upside. So again, we're expecting to see some retrace now for GBP/USD after this rally to the upside, because again, price needs to take its breather before it does continue. Again, I still think the overall direction for GBP/USD is still to the upside, but again, they could be seeing some retrace first, maybe back to retest this as now support, prior resistance all across here, now turn support there. So again, could be seeing a really nice push to the upside for this pair. If we do get a nice retracement back into this level, then could see some continuation to the upside. But right now it looks like GBP/USD is starting to tire, so again could be seeing some retrace to the downside for that pair. Next, going to take a look at GBP/JPY. So again, similar pair to GBP/USD, normally moves in the same direction. So you can see that we're looking very bullish here to the upside. Now price looks like it's testing this level here that I've drawn on the weekly here. Well, this is the daily chart. I jump to the weekly. So again, really strong level of resistance all across here. We're tapping into that now for GBP/JPY. So it just depends whether price wants to hold at that level or not. We could easily see price break through it, since we are in a bullish market here, but price does have the potential to reverse at this area, just because again, a very strong area of resistance in the market here. As you can see, we tested it previously here and the market shot to the downside. I know again it's probably because of fundamental reasons, but you can see we're really looking like this area could be a nice place to see some reversals at, and potentially see price give us a move to the downside back into this prior resistance, turn support, and just see a breather there for GBP/JPY, and potentially see price continue a lot further. Yeah, I'll take a look at Bitcoin. Okay, so this is Bitcoin, still looking very bullish here. As you can see, we had a continuation there. All this price action here was just price taking a little bit of a breather there. We held this support here around 29,000. So again, really strong support. Price failed to break it, multiple wicks through this level, shot to the upside with a bit of news there to start with there on the daily chart. Had a bit of retracing, as you can see, Bitcoin just continued to the upside. So again, still a lot of reasons other than technical reasons why we're still continuing to the upside here for Bitcoin. But again, still looking very bullish here, and there's nothing saying we can't go much higher for Bitcoin. Obviously after this push, could be seeing a bit of retracement as well. Maybe price coming back to test this prior resistance here, now turn support, and maybe continue in this journey to the upside. But as you can see, if I jump to the 4 hourly, we're already having a bit of retracement. So again, could be seeing maybe deeper retracements come to this area, but again, probably can be expecting Bitcoin to continue to the upside for now. But again, overall still looking very bullish here in the 4 hourly. But as you can see, we did see a push to downside there. All this area here will be turned resistance now, so previous support, now turn resistance. So if you do hold that area, could see Bitcoin fall to the downside again, maybe come into this area here, then maybe see a continuation back to the upside potentially. But obviously if you do break back above, that would be turn support again. You could see Bitcoin rally to the upside again potentially. But for now, going to be expecting to see maybe some breathers for Bitcoin, see a bit of retracement, and then maybe see further continuation in the future for Bitcoin. But for now, still looking overly bullish there on the daily. For it looks like we could be getting a bit of retracement, maybe to come and test that level there. Next, going to take a look at Cad Jpy. So for Cad Jpy, we found this resistance all across here. So resistance there, push to the downside, resistance again, second time, push to the downside. Third time, bit of consolidation, broke to the upside, now retesting their support. So again, as long as we hold this level, Cad Jpy does have a lot of upside potential, because again, you can see if I zoom out, we are still in a bullish trend here. Again, not the strongest of bullish, not the strongest of upwards trends, but again, we are still bullish in this market, as you can see. So we kind of held that level, bit of a false breakout with that wick to the downside. Price pull back up, close bullish. And so you can see on the Friday, we are looking quite bullish here, and maybe might see price come back to test the resistance that we do have up here. So again, that was a previous swing to the downside. And then we could see further continuation to the upside, maybe back to the highs there. But Cad Jpy is still looking bullish as long as we hold that level, break through that level, could see price come all the way back down to this support here, come back down to that support, and then potentially maybe go a lot further. But for now, still hanging on to that support, still holding, expect price to come back to the highs there. No problem yet, and good luck with your work. Next, going to take a look at Euro JPY. So Euro JPY, again, similar to Cad Jpy, in terms of they've both got the JPY pair. But again, probably expecting maybe another push to the upside for Euro JPY. As you can see, really nice resistance across there. Price is kind of starting to range a little bit for Euro JPY since you've got the support just underneath us. But overall, you can see for hourly, we're trying to make some higher highs here in the market. We're failing to break through this resistance, so a break of that resistance will probably take us to the highs up here, I reckon, because again, this was kind of our previous swing high on the daily. So again, that was the high there on the daily. Very big push to the downside. So it might be a case where price wants to go and retest that level, the highs of the daily, before coming back down there, because again, we did see that really strong push from that same level. So I think maybe your JPY might want to have a push to the highs again, and then see another push back down. If you do hold this resistance, which could well happen, because again, we've had two prior tests, very strong bearish engulfing candles to the downside. So it is showing that price is getting rejected from this level, and if it does keep that up, we'll probably see another move back into the support, break through that support. Again, we have a lot of downside potential after that, because then we've taken out that low there. So again, a lot of downside targets could open up this support there. Again, you've got the support below that, and so on, so on, so on. So we could go a lot further to the downside and actually start to see a reversal for Euro JPY. But for now, price is coming back to that same resistance, probably going to be expecting it to break and see maybe price come back all the way to the resistance up there for Euro JPY. Next, we're going to take a look at NZD-USD. Now, NZD-USD here, again, just mainly consolidating here. So you can see price is respecting this really key level of resistance here in the market. So again, resistance there, support, resistance, 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 resistance. So again, very, very key level here on NZD-USD. Very clear level of resistance and support. Recently, we had a bit of a false breakout. Price was closing below. Did have potential to come all the way back to the highs there, but as you can see, it turned out to be false, and price fell back to the downside. But for now, it looks like we're having trouble to actually see price break to the downside here for NZD-USD. So if I jump on the hourly, you can see price is kind of just moving sideways. Really, again, there's no real direction here. We're trending to the downside a little bit, but as you can see, we've been failing to break through this low here. Then we saw this impulsive move back to the upside there, indicating that we could be on our way back up. So now again, NZD-USD, a bit of a tricky pair. Again, the overall direction is of course sideways. So again, quite hard to determine which way we could break to. It is showing signs that potentially we could see a break to the upside, but again, we could easily get another strong bearish candle bringing us back down. And if you take out this low here, that's probably the sign saying, yeah, we'll come all the way back to the lows, to at least this level, but potentially all the way back to this support down here. And in that case, we could easily see a reversal and see price break out this consolidation and see price just continue all the way back to the lows and see a reversal of this bullish trend that we've been seeing in the past few weeks here for NZD/USD. But for now, just moving sideways, take out that support just beneath us. We'll probably come in all the way back to that support potentially, but for now, again, price is holding on to it. So again, we'll just see how that gets on, but for now, it kind of just is moving sideways. Next, going to take a look at GBP AUD. Now, GBP AUD, again, a bit of a tricky one. Did see price trying to take out that 1.8 level up there, key level resistance, multiple times at doing so, fell to the downside. Bit of bullish reaction at this level, pushed to the upside. As you can see, we're starting to look very bearish again. So if I jump in the hourly, very strong move to the downside. We're broken through this trend line here in the market. Going to connect that wicks up, so we're breaking through it. So we're breaking through that trend line. I haven't quite broken through it yet, but we are looking very bearish, and I do think we probably will break through that trend line, especially with this strong momentum coming to the downside. I'll probably see price come all the way to test this area where we did find support for this big push to the upside with the news coming into the market. So for GBP looking very bearish, I do think we're probably on our way to come and test this support area here, probably even break through it, even maybe even come back to test this area here in the market potentially. So I could easily see price come back to this area, because again, if I jump to the daily, you can see this is where we had our big push to the upside from. So really strong area of support, so you can see price tap into that level there. But for now, looking bearish, probably going to be expecting price to continue and come and test the support here, or maybe even break through it potentially. But GBP is looking quite bearish there on the 4-hourly chart, and probably expecting to see price continue. Next, going to take a look at NZD/JPY. Now, NZD/JPY, we did see a breakout of this trend line again, so it is indicating to us we could be seeing a reversal to the downside for this pair. But again, it has been manipulated before, so you can see here, really nice break to the downside, but of course it turned out to be false, and price just came closed back above and was just trending alongside that trend line quite nicely all across there. So again, we could potentially have that again, but again, we have found support here in the market. Probably wanted to have seen that support break for us to really get a reversal going, because this is the previous swing low. So again, we could easily find support here and see another push back to the highs potentially if we do hold into that support. And for now, again, we are getting some strong impulsive candles from that support, so it does look like we are holding and could be seeing price continue to come and test the highs all the way up here potentially, just because we're holding onto that support. Of course, if we do reverse back down and see some strong bearish price action taking us back down and break through that support, that is probably indicating us that, yeah, we've had an actual breakout now. It's not false like the one we had there before, and we could actually start to see a reversal to the downside for this pair. As you can see, we're right back at the highs here on the daily. So this was our previous swing high, draw the line across there. So again, we could just be having a false breakout of that high there and just see price take a nice dive to the downside. So do have really nice downside potential, but again, as long as we hold that level, NZD/JPY does have the potential to see another push back into that resistance, maybe give us a double top, and then see price fall to the downside. Next, we'll take a look at AUD/JPY. So AUD/JPY, I was in a short trade for this one yesterday, but I have exited this position because we rejected this support area again twice. So again, the downside wasn't looking so good. I was in a short trade from this candle here, that bearish candle there on the 4-hourly chart, but as you can see, kind of just holding this support here. We've tested it once, rejected to the upside, went to retest that resistance there, and then we saw a really nice impulse move to the downside. So we were looking good and potentially going to target this area here, but as you can see, we rejected that support there again, tested it once, tested it twice, very strong push to the upside. So I thought it's just better for me to exit the position rather than stay in and hope that will go to the downside. Again, we could potentially see a break of that resistance and maybe just see price create some higher highs for AUD/JPY, because again, still in a bullish trend here. but I was anticipating maybe a bit of a reversal, or at least a counter trend move to come test this level here. But for now, it looks like we are holding that support there. So again, there is a possibility we could just be getting a range here for AJPY, rejecting those same resistance and rejecting that same support. So it could just be getting a range here and eventually see price break out to the upside or to the downside. And again, I don't really want to be staying in the trade for that long to find out. So again, wait for the opportunity. But for now, price is looking quite bullish and looks like it's coming back to test the resistance up there. So again, just see if it holds or not. If it doesn't hold, price will just continue in its bullish trend and we'll see more continuation to the upside. If it does hold, potential for a triple top maybe, and could see a reversal back down. But for now, price is looking quite bullish there for ADJPY. Next, going to take a look at AD Cad. Now, AD Cad, this one's a little bit tricky again. Recently, this pair has been very choppy, as you can see. This was our high here on the daily, and from then we've been seeing price turn bearish. So we were having a bearish trend here, as you can see, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. Really strong move to the downside. At this point, it was looking like we were really going to get a reversal here on the higher time frames. Very strong impulsive candles to the downside, but as you can see, we kind of reversed back to the upside, and price is actually giving us a bit of a bullish trend here in the market. So again, very choppy now for ADCAD. Price action isn't very clear. As you can see, we're taking out some clear levels in the market. We're holding onto this prior resistance turn support. This was like our last previous swing high in the market. As you can see, we have taken that out, creating some new highs there. So we do have potential to come back down and just see another swing back to the downside. As you can see on the daily, we've had enough push to the upside. We could easily be getting another lower high there from a daily perspective and see a continuation to the downside. But if you dig deeper into the price action, the 4 hourly doesn't look as good. It looks like we might get another push back to the upside first, maybe back into that resistance, and then see the swing back to the downside. Because again, we're having that strong engulfing candle at that previous resistance turn support. So it is giving us a bit of an indication that we could see a push to the upside first, back to that resistance before coming down. So need to watch out for that. But for now, price action, again, not very clear for ADCAD. And if you do go and see a push to the upside and we go and reject this resistance again, that could be a nice place to short the market and anticipate a nice swing back to the lows here, or maybe even create a new low. But for now, it looks like we might get a push to the upside first, which again, not really interested in trading just yet for ADCAD. GPCAD, I'm currently in a short trade for this one, looking for a swing to the downside. As you can see, we've taken out this trend line here in the market. Price is looking very bearish now, failing to break through this resistance here in the market. So in key resistance, sent us to the downside, retesting a couple times there, really strong bearish engulfing candle to the downside, and looking to see if we can get a swing from that, breaking through that trend line, holding that resistance. Does have some nice downside potential. Again, first target will probably be this recent low here, because again, that could send price back up. But again, if you do really take that out, we could look to retrace this big bullish candle that we had to the upside, which is the news. Could look to retrace that, because again, we haven't really retraced that. We traced a little bit to the downside previously here, but again, I haven't really taken out most of that candle. So I could see price come down to retest or to retrace this candle, come test this support, and then maybe see a continuation back up. So again, looking to see if we can get a move into that level there for GBCAD. But right now, looking bearish and seeing if we can see a nice continuation to the downside for that pair. Yeah, EuroJPY is looking quite bullish. I did say I probably expect price to break through this resistance here for EuroJPY and come and test that resistance there, just because again, you can see in the 4 hourly creating some lower highs in the market, and price looks like it's wanting to continue that trend to come test this resistance here, and then maybe have a fall to the downside. Because again, now you can see we had a very strong bearish engulfing candle there, but as you can see, price quickly took a U-turn, reversed, and now testing that same resistance there again on the 4H. So again, normally if you want to see price really get rejected from resistance, after that bearish engulfing candle, price should have really took off to the downside and gone and break through that support there. But as you can see, we took a reversal. Price is now looking bullish. I think we could break through that resistance, and if we do, we're probably going to come and test that resistance up there before we start to see a reversal back to the downside. So look like we could be seeing a nice push to the upside for EuroJPY. However, of course, if you fail to break that resistance again, it might be a sign that we're just getting a triple top maybe, then see the continuation back down to this level here. But for now, we are looking bullish, and I do think we have the potential of breaking through that resistance and coming testing that level there. So currently only in GPCAD looking for a move to the downside for this pair. If anyone wants me to take a look at any other charts, any other pairs, just drop it in the live chat and I'll make sure I'll get back to you and give you some analysis. And also if you have any trades as well, let me know. Interested to find out and we'll take a look, see and see how they're doing. But for now, again, just going to see how GPCAD gets on. First target is this support down here where the trend line started, and potentially look to trade it all the way down to there. So we're going to see how this gets on throughout the live stream. Okay, so it's just gone 12 p.m. so I'm going to wrap up the live stream, and to end it, I'm going to do a quick rundown on some of the pairs that we looked at earlier and see how they've got on first. So we're going to start with AUD. As you can see, we're still looking a little bit bullish here. As you can see, not much going on right now, kind of just holding at that level. Again, break at that level could take us back to highs potentially. If we do see a reversal, we'll probably come back down to this level. But right now, price is still looking bullish, so potentially could be seeing a break to the upside there. Euro USD similar here, but again, not looking as bullish, sort of just kind of just moving sideways. You can see in the hourly, kind of just chugging away to the upside there. So again, really key level of resistance. If we hold there, could be seeing a nice swing back to the downside. Break above, we do have upside targets, again, level just above it. Of course, we do have this key level of support resistance going through this level here, really key level of resistance there. So price could potentially come up to that level there if it wishes to do so and keeps up that bullish momentum. But so far, you can see we're still looking bullish, but price hasn't broken through that level yet, so we could easily see a reverse back down. USD CAD still looking bearish here. Looks like we could be getting a break through this level, and if we do, I think our next stop is all the way down there, and this one could potentially go a lot further. USD CHF again right at the key level, moving sideways. Just depends which way price wants to break towards, and if it breaks to the upside, could be seeing us swing back to the upside. Breaks to the downside, we could actually be seeing just a continuation of the overall bearish trend here, and price is probably going to see a test of the lows again for this pair. And similar for USD JPY, however, actually looks like we're holding that support. So as you can see, really nice support going through the market here. Bit of a force break to the downside, big push back up again, retest that support, and strong push to the upside as well there. So again, sort of just moving sideways, but we can see some hints that I was saying we potentially could be seeing a swing back to the upside again for that pair. But again, breaking through that support could take us a lot lower, and we see this overall bearish push just continue, and that'll just be some sideways movement for price to continue to the downside. So both possibilities could happen here, but so far price is moving sideways, so it's up to price which way it wants to break to. Again, breaks to the upside, again, really nice upside potential. Breaks to the downside, do have this support here, which will cause a bit of interference. Breaks through that though, could see a bigger drop and come and test this level down here. Really nice area support where we did get the swing to the upside from. So price could come to test that level, but so far price is just moving sideways. And my current trade, GB CAD, looking for a swing to the downside here. So again, on the 4H time frame, you can see really nice resistance there, failing to break through it, multiple wicks into that level. Had a really nice break of this trend line as well. So looking to see if you can get a nice drop into this support there of the market, and if you break through that, maybe into this level where we have the news come in and we saw that that momentum come to the upside. So looking to see if you can get a bit of retracement here for GP CAD to the downside for this pair. But so far, again, not too much happened this current hours. As you can see, really nice push to the downside, but price has found a little bit of support here and struggling to break through. But again, still going to hold onto this trade here. Stop loss just above the recent highs. Looking for moving to this level, but again, first target will be the support just below. So going to see how this gets on. Probably will still be in the trade again if we hold that resistance for tomorrow, so I will be speaking on it, seeing how it gets on. But again, that is the end of the live stream. I hope you all enjoyed it and found it useful. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel and also leave a like on the video if you're feeling generous. But thanks again for watching, and until the next one, I'll see you guys later.